Hi, welcome to Storytime with Gigi. Today we're going to be reading another story from our Disney bedtime favorites, A Treasury of Tales. Our story today comes from Dumbo. It's called A Brand New Act. Camels, horses, elephants, and bears stepped out of the circus train as it pulled into town. The big top tent went up and performers began to practice. Everyone was busy getting ready for the circus's first show. Everyone, that is, except Dumbo, the flying elephant. He just watched quietly. "Hey, Dumbo, why so glum?" Timothy Mouse asked. He paused. "Oh, I know," he said. "You're tired of your act, aren't you? I suppose you want to try something new, something more exciting." Dumbo nodded. He and Timothy stepped into the tent. They saw pretty white horses rehearsing their act. Dumbo loved watching the horses prance around the ring in their fancy headdresses and saddles. "I think you'd be good at this," Timothy told his elephant friend. "You could be Dumbo, the elegant elephant." Timothy fastened a saddle and a bridle and feather onto Dumbo. "Now just keep your head up," he instructed. "You'll be great." Dumbo stepped into the ring with the horses. The circus monkeys had followed Dumbo into the tent. They thought the elephant looked silly marching with the horses, so they started giggling. Dumbo didn't pay any attention to them. He just focused on the act. But after a few minutes, he tripped over his ears and fell. The elephant looked at Timothy Mouse and shrugged. "Don't worry, Dumbo," the mouse said. "We'll find a new act that's more your style." Dumbo and Timothy went outside and spotted the lion tamer coaxing a lion through a ring of fire. "Hey, how about Dumbo the fearless elephant?" Timothy suggested. "I like the sound of that." "Come on, Dumbo, let's try it," Timothy continued. "Don't worry, we won't use fire until you're good at it," he added. Dumbo walked into the tent and climbed into the ring. He was eager to try another act. The circus monkeys decided to have some fun with Dumbo. They dressed up in firefighter costumes and made their way toward the ring. What are they doing? "Jump straight through the hoop," coached Timothy. Dumbo ran toward the hoop and leaped, but his ears were so large that he got stuck. "Oh dear," Timothy cried. "It's a good thing we didn't use fire after all." As soon as the monkeys heard the word fire, they rushed over to Dumbo and sprayed him with the hose. "Don't worry, Dumbo," Timothy said. "We'll find a brand new act for you." The two friends went back to another ring inside the tent and watched the trapeze artist swing above them. "Your ears don't get in the way here," Timothy exclaimed. "Dumbo, the acrobatic elephant, has a nice ring to it, don't you think?" After the performers were done, Dumbo flew to the platform and grabbed a trapeze. "1, 2, 3, go!" Timothy shouted. As Dumbo swung through the air, Timothy pushed a second trapeze toward him. The little elephant caught it with his trunk, but now he was stuck in midair holding trapezes that swung from opposite sides of the ring. "Let go of one trapeze," Timothy yelled, but Dumbo seemed confused. "Let go," the mouse repeated. Suddenly, much to Timothy's alarm, Dumbo let go of both trapezes at the same time. He fell toward the net below. When he landed, the net sank way, way down. Then whoosh! Dumbo bounced way, way up and sailed toward the top of the tent. The monkeys shrieked with laughter. Dumbo reached the top of the tent. He began to fly. "Way to go!" Timothy called as the elephant flew toward him. The monkeys cheered. A few minutes later, Dumbo spotted the bear family entering the ring. The youngest bear was learning a new act too. He was trying to roll a barrel while balancing on it. It wasn't easy, but at last he succeeded. Then Timothy and Dumbo watched as the entire bear family rehearsed their act. The bears juggled while they rode unicycles. It looks like a lot of fun. Timothy stroked his chin thoughtfully. I bet we could do this. You could be Dumbo the balancing elephant. So Dumbo hopped on a unicycle. At first, he was a little wobbly. Then, with patience and advice of his friend, he got his balance and began to pedal. Dumbo rode proudly across the ring. But he was so excited about getting the hang of it that he forgot to watch where he was going. He headed straight toward the snack bar. Dumbo, look out! Timothy shouted. Dumbo didn't know how to stop, though. Bam! The unicycle hit the side of the ring. The little elephant sailed through the air and landed in the snack bar with a crash. Dumbo wasn't hurt, but he was covered with cotton candy. The monkeys thought he looked extremely funny. Oh dear, Timothy fussed, trying to wipe off the mess. You need a good bath. Hurry, it's almost showtime. Dumbo went to clean up in a tub just outside the tent. The band began to rehearse, and one of the monkeys stuck a banana in a tuba. When the tuba player blew a note, the banana flew out and another monkey caught it. Dumbo and Timothy saw what had happened and couldn't stop laughing. Then the little elephant had an idea. When the band left to change into their uniforms, Dumbo filled his trunk with soapy water and poured it into the band's instruments. The band returned shortly after and began to play as they marched into the circus ring. Time to put on your costume, Dumbo, Timothy said. Your act is right after the band plays the opening number. Dumbo and Timothy watched the band begin to play. With every note, bubbles poured out of the instruments. The audience went crazy. Then Dumbo filled his trunk with soapy water again and flew into the circus ring. The audience cheered wildly as he soared over them. He blew bubbles into the circus tent until the circus tent was filled with them. The children loved the act. They clapped and waved and tried to catch the bubbles. What a good idea. How fun. I love bubbles. Wow, Timothy exclaimed when Dumbo's performance was over. You're Dumbo the flying elephant with bubbles. I think you finally found an act that's just your style. Dumbo smiled happily. It was a great way to end the day. And that's our story. I hope you liked it. Make sure that you like and subscribe and share with your friends. Bye until next time.